Chapter 4 A Way Out. Everyone meets back at the dining room. Nevaeh sits down in a space between Rebecca and a scrawny boy who seems to be around Nevaeh's age. A burly man with the long, scruffy gray beard sits across from her, engaging in conversations with the scrawny boy. Her eyes are stuck on the man, analyzing every detail on his face. His large, flat nose, his hazel eyes that are framed by long lashes and bushy eyebrows, and wavy gray and brunette hair that hangs over his ears. His eyes move from the boy to Nevaeh's. She smiles, and he smiles back. Rebecca is turned away, talking with someone on her left. Nevaeh fiddled with the silverware in front of her, moving the fork left and right on the napkin underneath it. She stares off into the distance, no thought behind her blank eyes as her hands drop into her lap. More people file into the dining room, and Rebecca waves her hand in front of Nevaeh. Hello? Her hand continued to move back and forth. Nevaeh comes back into reality, shaking her head briefly and blinking her eyes briskly. Sorry, I didn't get much sleep. Rebecca chuckles. It's okay. I wanted to introduce you to Amir. Her hand gestures to the man in front of Nevaeh. Amir waves and smiles at Nevaeh, and Nevaeh returns the gesture. Hi, nice to meet you, Nevaeh said, dropping her hand into her lap. Nevaeh is new here and was interested in your work. Oh, nice, he responds. Do you think you could show her around and what you're working on? Yeah, that sounds great. How about we head over there after breakfast? Does that work for you? Nevaeh nods. Great. 3 people from the end of the table get up and head towards the meal port. They each come out with the same dishes that were given to them at dinner and place them in the middle on one side of the table, and go back to the meal port to get the second batch of food. They all follow the same routine as before, grabbing each item from the different trays and placing it in front of themselves. Nevaeh picks up her fork, sitting on the right, and cuts each of the virolith into smaller pieces to make it easier to eat. Everyone waits until each person receives their food, ensuring they all eat together. They all finish eating their meal, and the pile of empty dishes on the same trays that distributed them. Amir stands up from his seat, fixing his shirt so it is free of wrinkles. Hey, Nevaeh. Nevaeh is still sitting down and turns in Amir's direction. Do you want to see my work? Oh, yeah. Nevaeh cleans up her dishes and says bye to Rebecca and the scrawny boy sitting beside her. She gets up and walks around the large table to meet up with Amir. All right, let's go. The both of them walk out of the dining room, Amir carrying one of the torches to guide them. A couple of others follow after them. Amir pulls out a piece of paper from his pocket. Can you hold this real quick? He hands Nevaeh the torch, unraveling the paper and revealing a series of lines that cover the entire page, protruding from a small square at the bottom. They pause in the middle of the alley. Amir smooths out the paper on his leg, rubbing it back and forth until it has less creases. People behind them pass by, walking further until they disappear in the darkness. What is that? Nevaeh asked, still holding the torch. It's a map of the different turns I've taken in the alley so far. Here, give me that. He grabs the torch back and resumes their journey into the alley. Nevaeh deeply analyzes the map, using her fingers to follow each route until she finds the one line that connects a small rectangle to another box saying, Workspace. Is this where we're going? Nevaeh points at a rectangle near the top right corner of the paper. Amir looks over, still walking in the darkness. Yep. When we reach the intersections, let me know where to turn. Okay. They both continue walking down until they reach the first intersection, the center point of all common rooms. They stop in the middle of the 4 entrances. Nevaeh turns the map around, trying to figure out which path they must follow. Her face is close to the map. We're supposed to go down, She looks up from her paper to ensure she is looking in the right direction. The rooms. They walk down the hallway that is labeled rooms and keeps walking until they are met with the next set of turns. Nevaeh uses her fingers to keep track of the path they are following, ensuring that they are making the correct turns. Amir listens attentively, nodding and following every order she gives him. After a while, taking a large number of turns and hoping to have reached the right destination, continue to walk until they see something in front of them. What is that? Nevaeh asks, her fingers still on the paper and squinting her eyes. You'll see. They continue to walk down further, a random box coming closer and closer. Eventually, they stand right in front of it. The room is filled with random colored electric cords connecting different sized boxes together. The cords are jumbled up together, crossing paths with one another and sticking up in the air. Amir walks behind the biggest box. It's in the center of the room and has a control panel with a multitude of knobs, random hardware, and flickering lights. Nevaeh stands there amazed, her eyes moving across the room, jumping from one object to the other. She folds the map back up and pockets it, moving towards Amir so she is behind the box as well. Whoa, what is this? This is something I've been working on for years. I found it one day while I was trying to map out the entire alley. I had no idea what it was until I turned a few knobs and switched electric cords, and someone told me during our gathering that they saw a static-looking outline of an oval at the entrance of the alley. That's how I knew this could get us all out of here. Nevaeh stands there still in shock, her eyes widened. Is it possible for me to see it too? I was wondering if you could help me with this project. I've been needing someone to be a lookout at the entrance. Yes, I would love to help you. Awesome. Well, we can start tomorrow. I just wanted to show you the actual work I do. Nevaeh nodded at Amir, her face gleaming with happiness at the feeling of being needed and wanted. I just need you to memorize that path. I already know it, but when you go out to check the entrance, you'll be on your own and we can't waste any time. Wait, so you didn't need my help with coming here? Nope. It was just fun seeing you struggle and trying to figure out how to read a map. Amir smiles and chuckles at Nevaeh. Nevaeh's mouth is slightly open as she stares at Amir, shocked and confused at the same time. They walk back to where everyone else is, taking the same path. Luckily, they come back just in time for their last meal. Everyone gathers inside the dining room, filling the air with conversations and sitting down on the long table. They follow the same routine they have been for the last couple of meals, 3 people getting up to get food and eating the same meals they did before. Once they're all done eating, everyone takes the same white pill they were given to them previously. Nevaeh hides it under her tongue once more. She glances over at Amir, who is sitting diagonally from her, and notices he does the same. Amir, she exclaims, her words slurred from the limited movement. We're going to start working tomorrow, right? Yeah, right after the first meal. His words come out perfectly, unlike Nevaeh's. Nevaeh murmurs to herself. Everyone cleans up the table and walks over to the rooms. Nevaeh is back in her bed and takes out the pill from under her tongue and crushes it between her fingers. She gets back into her bed and falls asleep, faster than before.